This is a disaster. Pretty much at this point, Hollywood is shut down. I cannot stress this enough how bad this is for the future of movies and television, because we are in the midst of a writer's strike right now, and now as I'm recording this video, the actors have gone on strike as well. The only union out of the three, actors, writers, directors, the Directors Guild, was able to get a deal done. And the reason why is because for the majority of the time, directors in the guild, they get paid pretty well to direct a project. When it comes to actors, sure, big name actors get paid very, very well. They're fine. But the majority of the people that are in the Actors Guild are people that are not in the top tier in terms of A-list celebrity actors that get paid very well in lead roles or even as supporting roles. We're talking about the actors that are there for like guest roles on TV shows that maybe have a small appearance in a film. You may or may not recognize them. You most likely don't. And they're the ones that are asking for better pay, and especially this really boils down to streaming. And this ties into the writers as well. Because the writers and actors, specifically these unions, want better pay in regards to streaming content, because streaming has changed the game. Because it used to be your television episode you were a part of in terms of writing or maybe starring in or like a guest role or whatever, or you were a part of it, so you're getting paid to be a part of it and you're getting residuals when it airs on television, and the ads around that, you get paid a certain amount of money when it airs. Well, streaming has completely changed everything, because for the most part leading up to this year essentially, where streaming services are now adding ad-supported tiers showing ads, a lot of the streaming services had no ad supports at all, so that when you watch an episode of a show or say a film, but in case, especially for TV writers, you watch an episode of a show, the writer gets paid little to nothing when you're watching it on a streaming service, and the actor is pretty much the same thing as well. They want better transparency in regards to the residuals on streaming when their shows get watched or their film gets watched, and they want to actually see the numbers. They actually want to know, hey, is our content doing really well for the platform? That should reflect our potential back-end pay for it being so successful. In case in point, a good example is Netflix's Wednesday. That was in the top 10 of Netflix for weeks on end. It was one of the most popular shows ever made on Netflix. Did that change anything for the people in the back end, the writers, the actors on the lower level scale in terms of not the lead like Jenna Ortega? No, it didn't do anything. They didn't get paid potentially any different than another show that didn't do as well in terms of residuals or kind of back-end pay. Maybe that was non-existent, because we've been hearing that Netflix is pretty much not wanting to pay anything when it comes to residuals or something of that sort. They want to pay up front. The problem is the writers are pretty much asking for a good portion of what the actors are asking for in regards to potential deals, in regards to residuals and all that kind of stuff, or in regards to streaming and stuff like that. And they don't want to budge. That's the thing. So nothing can really be done right now in Hollywood. Nothing is pretty much happening in Hollywood. Unless you are a union director, you have a right to do what you want because you got a deal done. But you have to work with a non-union writer or non-union writers, and then you have to work with non-union actors, because they're the only ones who can work. But that's going to look very frowned upon, because if you're a non-union writer, a non-union actor, and you're working during a strike, you probably 100% guaranteed to never get into the union, even if you had tried to apply or get in or ever be accepted. It won't happen because you were working during a strike. So nothing can really be done. The only thing that can really be done right now in regards to, besides getting a deal done, is content that's already been completely produced, completed, it's all done, all they have to do is release it. Those projects can still come out. However, we did hear that the last batch of episodes for Doom Patrol on HBO Max, well now Max now, for the longest time, people have been waiting. I've not personally been waiting. I've not watched the show since somewhere around early season 1, but people have been asking where's the last 6 episodes of the final season. Like, they have not released, and it's been a long time. Well, now we know that they're waiting until the writer's strike, and I'm assuming now the actor strike has lifted to release those episodes. Because you can still release content, but you can't promote it with the actors. You can promote it with the directors now, but you cannot promote it with the writers or actors in terms of getting out there because they're not allowed to promote and talk about their content. So next week, when Oppenheimer and Barbie come out, they cannot do press leading up. Now they were allowed to do press early because they were trying to get ahead of the potential strike and everything, getting these actors to do press and everything. But you won't see actors a part of Oppenheimer or Barbie next week leading up to the actual release of the film going out and doing new interviews after the strike because they cannot do that. Blue Beetle coming out in August next month. Unless they did press extremely early, which I don't think they did any press. They might have done a little something. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think they really done any press. They cannot do press. They can't do a world premiere. They can't do any of that unless the strike is over and they've made a deal with the actors. It won't happen. This is really, really bad, and my hope is that they can come up with something, because if they don't, the industry is going to collapse. I mean, it's already bad now. The industry will collapse if they cannot come up with a deal with these unions. And I'm assuming they will come to some sort of deal, but I'm hoping it is a good compromise on both ends, because it's not fair that writers are demanding just better living wages, because right now they're struggling to live off of the money they're being paid to write scripts. But if it wasn't for the script writing, you wouldn't have these TV shows and films that are being really successful. So pay them. And actors, a lot of them, need better wages to survive if they're going to be part of this guild and trying to, work and everything. But when it comes, of course, to A-list celebrities, they're fine, right? They don't have to worry about money. But we're talking about the majority of the union that are people that you don't recognize, but they are part of the shows that you enjoy or the films that you enjoy. And they need better pay. So, yeah. International stuff can still be made, obviously, because they're not part of the union. But if it's something that's made within the United States or produced within the United States, it cannot be done. It can't go on. So, and there was already projects preparing for the shutdown that they were in the middle of filming. So, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So, anyways, that's the video. Hollywood is in is in code red right now. It's not good. Code red. It's not good. But hopefully there can be some sort of deal between both the Actors Guild and the Writers Guild, because they deserve, better pay. They deserve better, basically a better system for them to actually be able to sustain a living in the job they want to do, that they are doing before the strike. Like, they want to continue working in this business. I'm surprised, honestly, by some of the things that have come out during the writer's strike and during now this actor strike about stuff that just they're not coming to even, there's not even a compromise even being suggested for certain things that they're discussing. I don't know why they would continue being in the business, but if they are really passionate about it, just find a way to make it work. I mean, there has to be a way to make it work. But anyways, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and